what's up, true crime lovers? You have found What Happens in the Woods, WTF Wednesday edition. I am Jessica, and with me is Bryce.
Hello.
Hello. And we're back with more ridiculous and outrageous crime stories.
What the fuckeries?
What the fuckeries. That is like my favorite word, I think, fuckery.
Okay.
So we're getting closer to September in our second season. Are you excited?
Not as you look. Oh. Your hands together rubbing like a fiendish devil.
I thought you would be.
My and okays are ready.
Okay.
They'll be new and improved for season 2, though.
Oh.
I'm working on a couple different variations.
Now I'm concerned.
Uh-oh.
You didn't pass any of that by me.
Don't have to. I'm co-producing.
Okay. Somebody's feeling themselves. It's fine. Okay. Well, yeah. So we got about 3 weeks until season 2 is here and ready.
What? It makes me feel like going back to school. Like summer's over, now I got to go back to school. Damn it.
Sorry. I'm so sorry that I burst your bubble. I thought that was a big announcement and it was going to be exciting news, and you're like, fuck you. I don't want to do it.
No.
You're like, now it's work. Now it's not fun.
Oh my God.
So, okay. Well, fine. Then I guess I'll be excited for season 2. And yeah, everybody just make sure you're following us on all the socials so you know what's happening and when it's back and what the dealio is. There are just some really like interesting cases that I've found, and some new things that we're looking at. So,
did you just say what's the dealio?
I did. I'm bringing it back. What's the dealio?
You just aged yourself.
I age myself every time I talk.
Okay.
I can't help it at this point. Also, I'm excited about this too. I'm going to need you to get on my level. Are you ready?
Yes.
We want to say a huge, huge thank you for helping us hit the 2,000 download mark. Yay! We couldn't do that without people actually being interested in what we're doing and listening and coming back and checking out our new episodes. So please keep sharing. If you like us, if you don't like us, I don't care. Share us anyways. Just get us out there. Help us by, leaving comments, ratings wherever you can. Thank you, for any interaction that you want to have with us. We just greatly appreciate it. One of our goals is we want to make it on the, what's it called? The iTunes up and coming podcast list? New and noteworthy. Yeah. It was something like that. But, to do that, there's certain criteria that we have to meet. So I'm not sure exactly what that is. I just know that we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has to do with like downloads in a day or per episode, maybe.
I'll have to look at it. I mean, I looked at it last week after our last episode, and they gave some advice, but I'd love to do our 8-week stint on the new and noteworthy and really get us out there.
Yeah. So
I'm still surprised that we've reached 2,000 downloads. That to me, because June 1st, we were at 550.
Right.
And now, August, we're at over 2,000. So, it's really like building on itself. Yeah.
And
honestly, it all goes to you guys. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. We've constantly said we're still going to be here and talk, even if the only people listening are like family and friends and just the random people from places that we don't know. But the fact that it is growing and we're getting out there. Huge.
The one surprise to me, and I guess I haven't really given that updates, but outside the United States, Denmark is the biggest country outside of the United States.
Yeah, I saw that. It was Australia. I think Australia is like right after.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, still.
The challenge has been thrown down. Australia, you're falling behind. Denmark's clipping you.
Right. Yeah. And again, where are you people finding this? Where are you hearing us? So yeah, it still blows my mind. I don't think I'm ever going to stop saying that, honestly. Yeah. Cause we just appreciate it. So yeah, we want to grow. We want to make this bigger. We want to make it really something that can, I don't want to compare what we're doing to what anybody else is doing, but my goal is always to try to educate people on things and also affect change. So yeah, some of the stuff that we're talking about now while we're in the off season is just random shit. But I would eventually like to get us to a place where we can help with legislature or, just local communities getting the word out about missing people or crimes against people to make it. That would, to me, is when we make it, is when we are able to help people and affect change in regards to crimes or murders, missing people, things like that. That to me is when I'm going to say, okay, I've made it and we're doing something that's important. Because right now, this is just us sitting and talking. We can use a platform and do things, and that is always going to be what I'm going to strive for. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you. We
appreciate it. And, the more we grow, the more we can do. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell anybody, tell everybody that you don't even know. If you're sitting on the bus listening to our podcast, let the person next to you know what you're listening to. Make a friend. You shake your head.
Just watch out for that creepy guy in the bus. There's always one.
Well, I'm not saying talk to the creepy people.
I can never find
there
them,
again,
though.
If you... Okay.
Just kidding.
If you are listening to a true crime podcast while you're sitting on a bus and somebody is bothering you, you could strike up a conversation about how you know enough about murders and murderers and crimes. Maybe they won't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Use anything to your advantage. All right. So this first story I want to discuss recently happened at the end of July. There was just so much at the end of July. Everything is just fucking out of control.
Yeah.
So if you listened to last week, we updated everyone on the lawsuit Susan Powell's parents had filed against the state of Washington, the DSHS department. On that very same day, another high profile case from 2013 was being discussed in news nationwide. And that is the case of one of the Boston Marathon bombers' death sentence being overturned in an appeals court. Have you heard about that?
No, I did not hear about that. Of all the people that deserve to die.
I mean, yeah, the crime definitely warrants the death penalty. If you believe in the death penalty or not, the level of the crime, according to the statutes that, mandate the death penalty, he definitely achieved that. It's really sad that this is what happened. So I'm going to have a hard time with his name. I'm not sorry to him, but I'm sorry to anybody that has to listen to me struggle. So apparently during the first trial for, I think it's Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, I could be completely wrong. It was felt that the judge who was in charge was not potentially screening the potential jurors accurately and adequately. The three judges from the appeal panel also claimed that the case should not have been tried in the Boston area when it would have been hard to find unbiased jurors to listen to the case. Complete valid reasons. So the original judge claimed that jurors would be able to be impartial because even though they had already formed an opinion probably, and it had been, something that was very close to their heart, this was, their city and this happened.
Yeah.
They answered yes to the question of whether they could decide this high profile case based on the evidence. And that was good enough for the judge. So there were very questionable jurors on that panel. Yeah. Some that had already posted in social media how they felt about the case prior to being, accepted on the jury. One had even gone so far as to already say, kill this person.
Yeah.
It should not have been a juror.
No.
So what does this mean for him? Basically, from what I can tell, due to the nature of the crimes and the charges, he still at least would be sentenced to life in prison without parole. So there's something.
Yeah.
And even if he does still get the death penalty, he could sit on death row for the rest of his life and filing appeals and whatever the case may be. So all this really means, unfortunately, is that this is a cost to the taxpayers. A new jury could decide not to impose the death penalty, but he's still going to sit in jail. He's not getting out of jail. He would not have any possibility of parole. But now the taxpayers are going to have to pay for a new sentencing. And
new sentencing or a new trial?
Sentencing.
Okay.
No, the trial is done. He has been convicted of the crimes.
Yeah.
He now needs to get resentenced of the crimes.
Okay.
So the penalty with them is at least life in jail.
Yeah.
Life in prison without parole. But, I mean, this is something that should have already been decided and done. If you have something this important to decide, you make sure that you do every fucking thing the right way.
Yeah.
The first time. So that there is no way that this person could escape. It could have been worse. Like, he could have escaped. Like, he could have gotten a lesser sentence.
Yeah.
You never want that to be the possibility. No. So, yeah, that one caught my eye because you don't really hear about that case anymore. You don't really hear about, every once in a while on the anniversary of the bombing, you'll hear something. Yeah. But of course, we're on the West Coast, so I'm sure that maybe on the East Coast that is something that comes up more often.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that I had completely forgotten had happened actually until I saw that, and I thought there's no fucking way that they're going to overturn his sentencing. But the reasons for it are completely valid. I do agree. So very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
So our next story brings us back to good old Washington State. So last month, good old July, 2 suspects were arrested when authorities found what amounts to about $23 million worth of opioid fentanyl.
Jesus.
I don't even know. I don't even know where the fuck you end up with that. So they have not been named. It's a man and a woman. They were arrested in Lynnwood, Washington on the 28th of July. From what I can gather, they are being held without bail. The charges are, for both of them, 3 felony counts of manufacturing and selling illicit narcotics, as well as for the gentleman, unlawful possession of a firearm, and then for the woman, possession of a controlled substance. So it seems crazy to me. They were doing this out of their residential home.
Yeah.
According to the report, the amount of drugs that they found was enough to potentially kill 700,000 people.
Wow.
Where the fuck do you get all that? Where, like, is Walgreens and Rite Aid just like passing these out like Skittles to people?
No, I think they got it out or online.
Can you get an opioid online?
I don't know.
I didn't think you
market
could.
Lately. The dark web. I'm sorry, I haven't checked the dark web lately.
Okay, well, I'm not involved in that. As far as I know, that is based on a written prescription only. It's not even something I know from my line of work that you can usually call in either.
Yeah.
It's an opioid, so you have to. The person coming in has to have a physical, like, copy of a prescription written by the doctor. And you are required to give your ID when you fill those prescriptions, and that gets reported to, the managing government entity that keeps track of that, so that they can keep track of opioid addiction and people that might be selling it. I don't understand. Like $23 million of this shit.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot of one kind of thing. It's not even like they had an assortment of drugs. This wasn't like a party house. They were set up to manufacture and sell it.
I wonder if they were mixing it with other things. I guess not, because that's all they were charged with was fentanyl.
Yeah, I mean, illicit narcotics, but that's all they found.